It's Villa time. Yay. I always get. Like, speaking about Villa on here is always weird. I understand as a Villa fan, obviously with how like small I am as a creator, like I don't make too much of a noise in the Villa circle. But I'm always aware of being too positive or negative about how we do. For me though, nothing could take away from the fact that last season was a good season. In terms of results wise, we had a really good year. Winning Europa League, fantastic. Some really big wins in the Premier League. Obviously, the form to start with wasn't great, but yeah, we had. It was a bit of an up and down year for us last year. Being a fan, it was really weird because a lot of the times it was a bit. It's a bit strange to follow in with what's going on with the club at times. Like we had a bit of a tumultuous one here and there. Obviously, start of the season this was exemplified, and I think we're gonna have something similar this year, in a different maybe kind of way, but it's still going to be a strange few weeks to be a Villa fan, certainly. But yeah, I'm just gonna roll straight into it, boys, because I've got a lot to say. There really is only one place to start. We are Europa League winners. That in itself is makes this like the whole season a success. It doesn't matter what has happened in the build up to this. It doesn't matter how high or low we finished. If we won the Europa League, which was our aim, it's been a great season, and we did it. Um, we were great on the day. Had a really good performance. Um, and we picked up a trophy. It's the first time we won a trophy since 1996, and it's long overdue. The fact that we then went and beat Pep in his last game, and yeah, Watkins scored a brace was jokes. But I'll reel it back to start the season. There's nothing can take away from the fact that we started the season tragically. A pitiful game against Newcastle that we really could have lost. Poor against Brentford, awful against Palace. Bit of a miserable one against Everton. Scored a goal against Brentford and then drew Sunderland, and then we started to pick it up. Is really the Europa League games that gave us the platform to move on. Scoring against Bologna, beating Bologna in final for me was really key points in our season actually because to that point we hadn't really looked confident in any game. Yes, we'd drawn games, but we hadn't looked like a team that were in any way shaping up to have a special season. But then we got the McGinn goal against Bologna. Felt like a massive weight off the shoulders. We finally scored, we finally won a game in the year. And then we won in the Premier League. Much better than Fulham in this game. We massively outperformed them, I think. I know the stats say that, but I think our chances were better. We looked more threatening when we did get forward. Beating Burnley, beating Spurs. It was all good stuff. And then we hit the winter winner form, which was just great. Just racking up wins left and right. Here we started to really play like a team that have got got something to do and somewhere to be this season. This game for me, I was on holiday. I was in Turkey at the time. I got battered after this game because I was that happy. But yeah, this is for me is the first performance where you can really, for me, I could really hang my hat on as a Villa fan and say, yeah, okay, this is. I have something really, really promising to look forward to now for the rest of the year. Losing it to Liverpool obviously wasn't great, but then putting together a really good run of form. Some massive wins in here as well. Coming back from two against Brighton, away at Ellen Road, always a difficult one. Keeping it going in the Europa League, beating Arsenal in that last minute winner, which I couldn't be there for, which I will regret to this day. Um, and there we took it forward. We beat West Ham, we beat United, beating Chelsea, and then we lost to Arsenal. Obviously, that's not ideal. But we had a really, really good winter. We won a lot of games and we pushed ourselves really far back up the table. Obviously, you freak results here or there in the winning run. We dropped off then, I can't lie. We in league wise we did drop off. Again, I don't know what Brentford had on us that season, but it didn't go well. Two really poor games here, losing to Wolves and then getting slapped up by Chelsea. But yeah, just performances that didn't really fill me with hope. Like this is in the run up to this Forest tie. That we had some games there which I just didn't rate. I don't know. I don't really care about this lost to Elche, but this kind of run here, while we were looking forward to the Europa League final, it just like the games have just made me a bit nervous. Like we didn't got comfortable in a lot of these games, especially drawing to Forest here when We got lucky with an own goal. We missed a few really good chances, and I thought, okay, this doesn't bode well for our tie coming up. Had a lot of fixtures going on at the same time. Nearly threw away this Sunderland. Oh my god, this Sunderland game! Like this set of minutes here was like awful, and then who was it? Was it Diarra missed a really good chance to make it 4-3 to them. And then in and amongst the Forest game, we looked pretty shit. I'll be real. Three games on the bounce we lost here. I remember I was thinking about this. I was just like, man, this is just. I was sat there at the Forest game thinking we've been awful recently. But yeah, then we batter Forest, beat Freiburg, and finished the league in a good way. Honestly, really happy with how it went. Had some really good days, really good games that I went to. It's going to be 9 out of 10 because honestly, what else do you want? We finished fourth, which is Champions League football anyway, and we won a trophy. I think for me that is the hallmark of a fantastic season. This for me is where I get real qualms in last season. Some of our transfer dealings, mate. All right, so I'm going to start with these two here. Actually, these three. For me, Victor Lindelof was our best signing last year, which is crazy. Obviously, I like the geezer. He had a good season for us last year when he played, but that shouldn't be your pinnacle signing. That shouldn't be the player that you end up hanging your hat on at the end of the year. That's just is not good enough for me. The clause thing with Elliot was shit and stupid. This is a player that could have really made a difference for us, and we were. I don't necessarily just blame Liverpool. I also blame us as well. We handcuffed ourselves this stupid clause, and we don't have the money to pay for. Sancho on a loan was fun. It was a fun idea, and didn't really come to fruition. Took him way too long to get settled, and when he did, he just didn't have the confidence and the consistency to keep himself going. Um, January business. Abraham coming in was fine as a backup. Louise on a loan. We needed the cover. Um, for me, the peak of the window, honestly, was these two. Majo and Allison. Allison obviously come off the back of a season of football at Brazil and was very injury prone last year. That's fine. Majo we fought for and he can play for us now, which is great. Obviously, seeing the Super Cup, these two for me. I think Allison's a really really tricky direct winger, wants to get at a man, and Majo is a physical beast with a really decent eye for goal. So these two I think have got a good future at the Villa. Why, oh why, oh why, oh why, oh why did we feel the need to sacrifice Daniel Marlon and bring back Leon Bailey? What makes this ordeal stupid for me is the fact that Leon Bailey was pretty like was looked on in a quite a negative manner. I'm going to say by the Roma faithful. We bring in Marlon, who ends up being the second top goal scorer in the Serie A, and he's only there for 6 months. It for me it boggles the mind. This guy did not get enough game time at all. When Watkins was shit, Watkins was playing. Marlon was on the bench. He'd come off the bench and make an impact. He was great in the Europa League because he was starting those games. He scored a brace against Burnley to win us that game. Basically, scored important goals against Brighton. It just boggles my mind. I mean, I've got him on a shirt. I love the geezer that much. It boggles my mind why we let him go. It really, really does. Um, Not too asked about selling these two. I mean, obviously I liked Ramsey. All Villa fans like Ramsey, but we understand that when money calls at the end of the day. And then we come to Mr. Evan Gesond. I have no words. Our scouting department shot and missed with that one. Um, Two fairly scabby Europa League goals are not enough for me to value a 30 million. The fact that we sent him out on loan now to Palace after they didn't want to sign him on a permanent. I think there might have been an injury issue there, but I mean, he come back, he played a few games in pre-season, and we were like the whole entire Villa circle was saying, "Jesus Christ, you shit, get him out again." The fact that we gave up in him after 6 months is extremely telling. The fact that he's not a very good football player for me. He's not good enough for us. He doesn't fit our system. I don't doubt that there's a player in there somewhere, but we could not exploit it. Um, it can only be a 4 out of 10 for me this window. I don't know what else. so little positives compared to the negatives here. The fact that we finished fourth for me is a bit of a miracle. And then we come to this season. I guess the place to start is departures. Um, Out of these players here, one, two, three, four, five played a big role for us last year. Um, Digne obviously was our starting left back for a lot of it. Marlon, when he featured, was really important. Popped up, like I said, with important goals. These three were the backbone of the team for a lot of the year. And we've lost them now, which is a shame. I understand we need to sell. I understand these are probably the most money we're going to get for these two. I mean, this stupid Monchi release clause on Tielemans was shit, but yeah, whatever. This British record fee can't be turned down. 60 million for Konza, who seemed to want the Arsenal move, is fair enough. And then a bit of a low ball on Tielemans, selling a few backup boys. So the business that we've done so far, I don't mind it. I gave Garnacho a lot of shit last season, which he deserved. I do think there is a player in there, and Emery wanted him. I know it sounds a bit hypocritical, but I know Emery wanted him since last season. So for me, I'm gonna support him with with everything that I've got. I'm gonna back the guy to the end. I think that if we're patient with him, if we give him time to nurture, I reckon that we've got a good little boy there that can actually become quite a decent player. Like the signing of Suzuki, like the signing of Mazambi, nothing else to say on the matter. Two great players who had fantastic World Cup campaigns. Could have done our research on Ruggieri. A dodgy bloke, to say the least. I think we didn't necessarily need to go for him specifically. Don't think he's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. Younger than Digne, on less wage than Digne, so I get the appeal there. But do we need to sign someone that was doing what he was doing? No. And Joao Gomez. Joao, let me speak to you man to man here. He had the worst debut I've ever seen in my life. I cannot remember someone playing that badly on their debut since Kusanov, really, and he only made one or two mistakes. Like Gomez made two crucial errors and got himself red carded. He's a good player. It is slightly difficult to look past the first game, though. I'll be honest with you, it is slightly difficult to do that. And I'm going to back the boy. Obviously, I'm not going to give up on him after one game, but bloody hell, man, it's a bit of a ropes one. Wan-Bissaka as a backup right back option, for me that's good. Cash has had a bit of a struggle start to the season, two poor games against PSG and against Brighton. So for me, that's a good defensive solid option where in an area where we struggled. Now this squad, Jesus Christ, this squad. Okay, so ignore Martinez, ignore Watkins. They're going to be out the door by the end of the window. Not happy with the fact that Watkins decided to not train and refuse to play. That doesn't sit right with me at all. And this is the same old shit with Emi Martinez. I am personally, I'm done with him. I can't be asked to keep going through this with the geezer. Like at the end of the day, we've had a good run. You can leave while you're on top now, while we still love you. Massive holes in the squad. Lindelof, Mings, and Torres are our three centre halves, which scares me. We need two players here for me. We're looking at Ordonez, great signing, get him in, and then someone else as well because I can't have Mings as our main backup centre back for the year to come. I can't do it. Honestly, I just can't. We're all right for bodies in midfield. But then again, are we? Now I think about it. We've got Kamara and Gomez will be starting for us. We've got Goretzka coming in, which isn't something that was on thingy. It's been here we go. So that's good. That's another body there. That's positive. Someone with experience. I don't think that's a bad thing at all on a free. No problems there for me. Improved there with Manzambi. We've got Barkley still kicking around. We need another winger. We really need another winger. Our options at the moment are McGinn and Garnacho starting with Allison, Hemmings, and Buendia as backups. Like Buendia's in the backup midfielder as well. He's more of a 10 backup. For me, that's just not enough at all. We need another right-sided option, I would say, because Buendia's got the versatility to play on the left as well. Um, get Bailey out. I forgot about that. We just need someone who can do a bit of both, can get across the wings and provide support for McGinn, Garnacho. And obviously, we're going to need a new striker, but I think that'll be Jackson once the Watkins deal goes through. There's still so much work we need. We need 4 players. For me, we need to sign 4 more players for this window to be good. It's a bit of a worrying one. I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna give us an 8 out of 10 going forward for this season. No, I'm not. I'm going to give us a 7 out of 10 going forward for the season. Champions League football is what I'm holding my hat on. We can get good players in. We've got the money to do. I think we've got the money to do it anyway. We made a lot of money selling Rodgers. Obviously, after the first game, after seeing the state of the team, I'm a bit nervous and a bit more like, yeah, about our prospects. But it's going to be. No, I'll keep it as an 8 because I did this before the first game. I planned it out before the first game of the season. I'm not going to backtrack. I'm going to say it's an 8. One game shouldn't change my mind. We've got one of the best managers in the league. And for me, there's good players here. We just need a little bit more work doing, and then I think we'll be all right. And that puts us at a 21 out of 30, joint with Palace, Brighton, and Brentford for how well our season has gone. Obviously, on paper, that doesn't work because we're in the Champions League and they're not, but the window let us down. We could have done a lot better future proofing and we could have done a lot better at the players that we brought in, but that's our bad. Thank you very much for watching, boys, and I'll swing straight into the United review.